Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to play the guitar solo from the classic TOTO song, Hold the Line. Now this guitar solo I've heard 1,000 times, but every time I hear it I still get goosebumps. I think it's just an amazing performance by Steve Lukather, and what's really impressive about it is he was only 19 years old when he did this on the first TOTO album. In addition, it was 1978, not long after Van Halen's debut album, but for its time it was a pretty progressive, or I should say ahead of its time, solo. It sounds like something that would have come out of the 80s, not 1978. Anyway, first thing I'm going to do is play the entire solo for you slowly with the tabs on the screen. That way the more advanced players can get through this more quickly. Then after that, for everybody else, we're going to break it down note by note. Let's go. Here's section 1 at normal and then slow speed. So you're going to play the 14th fret of the D, G, and B strings twice. Then you're going to play 17th fret of the B string. Kind of dig into the bend, don't go too quickly. And then 17 of B, bend up again a full step, quicker. And then 14, so far. And then 17 of B string, bend up a full step, wide vibrato, slide down. Now we're going to tie all that together and play section 1 one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. Alright, let's move on to section 2. Here's section 2 at normal and then slow speed. Let's break that up into two boxes, and in the first one we play slowly. So you're going to rake across the G and B strings and then play 14 of high E. And then 16, 17, 16 on the E string. A lot of people miss that rake at the beginning. It's kind of hidden in the mix. Then in the second box we play slowly. So it's 14 on high E, hammer to 16, pull off to 14, and then 17 of B. And then 14 of high E, 17 B, pull off to 14. So far in the second box. And then 16 of G, pull off to 14, 16 of D. And then 16, 14 G. Wide vibrato, slide down. Let's tie that second box together and play it slowly a couple times. A lot of times people will throw in the flatted fifth in there and do something like. It's very commonly tabbed that way, but when I slow down the original and isolate the guitar tracks, I certainly don't hear it that way. I hear it this way. So let's tie both of those boxes together and play section 2 one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. Alright, let's move on to section 3. Here's section 3 at normal and then slow speed. We're going to break it up into 2 boxes, and in the first one we play slowly. So we start by sliding up to the 16th fret of the D string, followed by 14 of G. Then 16th fret of G, bend up a full step, and 17 of B. So far in that first box, those first 4 notes. And then, this is where I see people tab this one also a little bit differently. You're going to do a pre-bend up at the 16th fret of the G string, a half a step up. Okay, so you're going to bend up a half a step before hitting the note, then pick the note and go up another half step. Okay? And then 16th fret pre-bend on the G string again. And then do that movement again we just did a second ago, where you're pre-bending at 16th fret, half step up, and then bringing it up another half step. Let me play that slowly a couple times. Then in the second box we play slowly. So it's 14 on G, then 16, 16. And then 16, pull off to 14. 16 of G twice, add vibrato. It's a pretty wide vibrato. Now we're going to tie both boxes together and play section 3 one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 4. Here's section 4 at normal and then slow speed. Let's break that up into 2 boxes, and in the first one we play slowly. So it's 13 of G, bend up and down half a step. And then 14 of D, 16, 14, 12, A. So far in that first box. And then 14 of A, bend up a full step. And then you're going to quickly slide from 14 to 16 of A, and then bend up 1.5 steps and back down. Now, if you want to skip that little slide from 14 to 16, you certainly can, but it's very faint in the mix and it's very quick. And then 12 of A, 14 of E, wide vibrato, slide down. Let's play that first box again, slowly a couple times. Then in the second box we play. So you're going to slide up to 16 of D and then 14 of G. Those 2 notes they're kind of buried in the mix. Steve Lukather was using a very, saturated tone here that was kind of mixed low in the mix. It's not very prominent. So sometimes the notes are a little hard to hear, but that's certainly what's going on. He's sliding up to 16 of D and then 14 of G. And then 16 of G, 17 of B together, bending up on the 16th fret of G, wide vibrato, slide down. Here's that second box again. Now we're going to tie both boxes together and play section 4 one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 5. Here's section 5 at normal and then slow speed. Now you'll notice in that 5th box, I've got that little ghost echo note there, and I'll explain what to do with that when we get there. So in the 1st box, we play slowly. So we're sliding up to the 16th fret of the G string, and then bending up a full step, and then 14 of high E, 14 of B. Okay. And then in the 2nd box, we play, so it's 16 of G, bend up a full step, followed by 14B, 14E, and then 17B, pull off to 14. Let's tie those first 2 boxes together slowly. Then in the 3rd box we play, so it's 16th fret of the G string, bend up a full step, and then 14 of high E, 17 of B, pull off to 14. All right? Think of it as like the 2nd box, but you don't play the 2nd note, kind of skip it, if that makes sense. Then in the 4th box we play, it's the same thing as the 2nd box. Okay, bend up at 16 of G, full step, 14B, 14E, and then 17B, pull off to 14. So far slowly, those first 4 boxes. Then in the 5th box we play, so you're bending up 16th fret of G, and then 14B, 14E, and then 17 of high E, bend up a full step. Now right there, you can play the 17th of high E again, like, you can do that if you really want to make it sound like the original. However, I think what happened is when Steve Lukather was recording, he only played that bent note once, and then what you're hearing is the repeat is coming from like an echo or delay unit. Like I think he used a Roland space echo for that solo, if I remember correctly. I think that's what you're hearing. But you can do it either way. You can use a delay pedal to create that note, or you can just play it. It's up to you. Let's tie those first 5 boxes together slowly. So in the 6th and final box, we play slowly. So it's 17 of B, bend up a full step, and then 17, 14, and then 17 of B, wide vibrato twice, slide down. There's a lot of very wide vibrato in this solo. In fact, that wide vibrato at the end is pretty much equivalent to going up a full step. You can think of it that way. All right, let's tie all those boxes together and play section 5 one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 6. Here's section 6 at normal and then slow speed. So we start by sliding up to the 18th fret of the G string. It's not a pick note, you're just sliding up. You can pick it if you want. And then 17, 19 of B. Then we're going to play 19 of B again, bend up 1.5 steps, kind of a slow bend, you're going to dig into it. So far. And then after that, you're going to do a pre-bend at the 19th fret of the B string. You start up a half a step, hit the note, and then go up another full step. Okay? And you do that bend 4 times, and the last time you do wide vibrato, slide down. Now, technically, if it gets a little bit tricky for you to do that pre-bend up a half a step before you hit those notes, you can bend from the bottom. Those that know my lessons here know that I like to get as accurate and to the original as possible, and I want to make sure I cover every little inflection in the playing. But let's tie all that together and play this section one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 7. Here's section 7 at normal and then slow speed. Let's break that up into 3 boxes, and in the first one we play slowly. So we're going to slide up to 16 of D, followed by 14, 16 G. And then 16th fret of G, pre-bend up a half a step, hit it, come down, pull off to 14. So far in that first box. And then 16, 14 G. Let's play that first box again. Then in the second box we play slowly. So it's 13, 14 on G, and then 13, hammer to 14, pull off to 13, 16, 15 D, 13 G, 16, 15, 12 on D. Let's play that second box again, slowly. Let's tie those first 2 boxes together now, slowly. Then in the third and final box we play slowly. So it's 11, 14, 12 on D, 11, hammer to 12, pull off to 11, 14, 12, 11 on A, 14, 12, 14 on E. That third box again. Let's tie all 3 boxes together and play section 7 one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 8. Here's section 8 at normal and then slow speed. We'll break it up into 4 boxes, and in the first one we play slowly. So it's on the A string, 11, 12, 14, and then 13, 14, 16. Okay. Then in the second box we play slowly. So it's 13, 14, 16 on A, followed by 13, 14, 16 on D. Let's tie those first 2 boxes together now. And then in the third box we play, so it's 13, 14, 16 on G, 14, 13 G, 16 D. Again. Let's tie those first 3 boxes together slowly. Then finally in the fourth box we play slowly. So on the D string it's 13, 14, 16. And then on the G string 13, 14, 16. Notice the fingering though. When I'm on the D string I do index, middle, pinky. And then when I'm on the G string I do index, middle, middle. The reason I do that is because I'm setting myself up for the next section. Now let's tie all 4 boxes together and play section 8 one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 9. Here's section 9 at normal and then slow speed. Let's break it up into 3 boxes, and in the first one we play. So at 17th fret of B, bend up 2 steps. So it's taking it from here to here. And then 17, 14, 17 on B. Very wide vibrato slide down. It's like you're trying to match that bend to the vibrato to the bend. Now the second box is pretty much identical to what we played in the first, although the vibrato doesn't go on as long and the bend's a little bit longer, if that makes sense. Play along with the original and you'll hear what I'm talking about. Let's tie those first 2 boxes together. Then in the third and final box we play. So we slide up to 19 of high E and then play it again. And then play it a third time, bend up a full step, and then again. Now we're going to tie all 3 boxes together and play section 9 one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to the final section, section 10. All right, here's the main lead guitar for section 10, and then I'll show you the harmony after that. Slowly. Let's break it up into 2 boxes, and in the first one we play. Slowly. So it's 19 on high E, hold it for a tiny bit and then bend up and down. And then 17, 16 of high E, hold it for a tiny bit, bend up a half a step and down. So far in that first box. Then 19, 17 B, 18 G vibrato, slide down a little. Let's tie everything together in that first box again, slowly. Then in the second box, we'll play. Slowly. So it's 16 of G, and then 13 of G, bend up a half a step twice. 13 of G, regular vibrato. Play what we have so far in that second box. Then 11 G, 14 D. 13 of G. 11 G, 1 step up. 11 G vibrato. Let's play that second box slowly. Now we'll tie both of those boxes together and play the main lead from section 10 slowly and then at normal speed. Now here's the harmony part to section 10. Slowly. Now, I know that harmony parts always sound funny when you hear them by themselves. I say this every time I do a lesson where there's a harmony part. The harmonies always sound funny when you play them by themselves. They only sound good when you mix them in with the regular guitar line, so keep that in mind. But take a listen when I put the main guitar and the harmony line together with no backing instruments. You'll hear how it sounds together mixed. We're going to break it up into two boxes, and in the first one we play. So it's 16 on the high E, hold it for a tiny bit, half step up and down, 14 of high E, then 17 of B, hold it for a tiny bit, bend up a full step up and down. So far in that first box. And then 15, 14 B, 14 G vibrato, slide down a little. Let's play that first box again. Then in the second box we play. So it's 13 of G, and then 14 of D, bend up a full step twice. 14 of D vibrato. So far in that second box. Then 12, 11, 14 on D. 12 of D, bend up a full step. 12 D vibrato. There's that second box again, slowly. All right, now let's tie both of those boxes together and play the harmony for section 10 one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. Alright, that was my lesson on how to play the guitar solo from the classic TOTO song, Hold the Line. If you found it helpful or informative, I would appreciate a thumbs up, and please hit that subscribe button if you want to catch more content like this in the future. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I will attempt to answer them as time allows. Until next time, rock on.